Viewpoint, a video podcast powered by the national non-profit media platform American Muslim Today. I'm your host, Rifat Malik. Today we dive into one of President-elect Donald Trump's most intriguing appointments for his upcoming administration, Massad Boulos. The Lebanese billionaire businessman has been announced as his senior advisor for Arab and Middle Eastern affairs, a critically important role given the ongoing turmoil in Gaza and the rest of the region. It's a name you might not have heard much about, but it's a name that is making waves. So who is Boulos and why does his story matter? Let's take a look at his origin story. He was raised in a politically connected Greek Christian Orthodox family in Lebanon, but as a teenager, Boulos left for the US, ending up in Texas studying law at the University of Houston. He would later go on to become the CEO of a billion-dollar conglomerate in Nigeria. He speaks Arabic, English, and French, and as well as being a US citizen, he has Lebanese, Nigerian, and French citizenship. It sounds like the classic American dream, but how does someone with such a diverse and international background end up in a role so deeply tied to US politics and Middle Eastern diplomacy? His ties to the Trump family through his son Michael's marriage to Trump's youngest daughter Tiffany in 2022 catapulted him into the political spotlight. The businessman has described himself as a longtime Republican who supported Trump in 2016. Some might say his background makes him the perfect bridge between the Arab world and the West, and Boulos is no stranger to politics himself, having previously run for a parliamentary seat in Lebanon in 2009. He reportedly maintains connections with influential Lebanese figures, including Christian politician Sulaiman Frangia, who is an ally of Hezbollah. But here's the question. Can personal connections really pave the way for global peace? Trump himself has called Boulos a deal maker and an unwavering supporter of peace in the Middle East. Bold claims, especially given Trump's own polarizing history in the region. Massad is an accomplished lawyer and a highly respected leader in the business world, with extensive experience on the international scene, said Trump on his appointment, adding, "He has been a long-time proponent of Republican and conservative values and an asset to my campaign, and was instrumental in building tremendous new coalitions with the Arab American community." But let's not forget Trump's policies in the Middle East during his first presidency. He made several unprecedented moves in support of Israel's illegal settlements and occupation of Palestinian and Arab territories, including relocating the US Embassy to Jerusalem, recognizing Israel's sovereignty over the occupied Golan Heights, and brokering the controversial Abraham Accords with several Arab nations. These accords sought to sidestep the Palestinian question entirely, leading many to argue they set the stage for the events of October the 7th and the subsequent Israeli wars currently raging in the region. Somehow Boulos was able to bypass all the above in the 2024 election, becoming a key figure in the Trump campaign's outreach to the Arab American and Muslim community. He tapped into their disillusionment with the Biden administration, leading to a dramatic shift from the Democrats. The Abandon Biden movement became the Abandon Harris movement over Kamala Harris's perceived lack of engagement with their community and their concerns, as well as her continued support for Israel, despite it being accused of genocide and war crimes. For many, Boulos played a significant role in the electoral outcome in states like Michigan. In Dearborn, the largest Arab American majority city in the US, Democratic presidential candidate Harris received just half of the votes that Biden had in 2020. All told, the vice president won just over 36% of the vote in the city, with Trump taking more than 42% and Jill Stein, the Green Party's candidate, carrying 18%. Boulos had actively engaged with the Lebanese media to communicate Trump's campaign messages. In an interview with Lebanon's LBCI News, Boulos discussed his role as Trump's coordinator of Arab relations. Regarding convincing Arab and Muslim voters, the tragic situation in Gaza is of course a top priority for Arab and Muslim voters today, he said. President Trump, during his 4 years in office, was the only president in modern US history who did not start any wars. He ended wars and withdrew American troops, especially from the Middle East and other regions like Afghanistan, he added. So will Boulos be able to overcome the record of the first Trump administration, which was hostile to Palestinians, and how will he compete with the other pro-Israel and Christian Zionist appointments like Mike Huckabee as ambassador to Israel and Marco Rubio as Secretary of State? For many, these choices signal a continuation of Trump's pro-Israel policies, and it remains to be seen how the charismatic Lebanese billionaire can bridge the gaps between the Arab world, Israel, and the US. Thank you for tuning into the Muslim Viewpoint. If you appreciate our public service journalism, please consider supporting our non-profit registered 501c3 by following us on social media at American Muslim Today or donating by visiting our website at americanmuslimtoday.com. And before you go, please be sure to hit the subscribe button.